I know it's been a long time since I last done one of these, but it's just hit me. Excuse me, because I gotta get myself looking good because maybe like a few minutes afterwards I gotta get to work. But this one just hit me. Okay. Uh, for those of you who don't know, God of War is basically there's this game called God of War. And God of War is basically Sony's answer to Halo, to Mario Brothers, to whatever, to any other, major video game for the other big video game companies. There's this big, huge, he's like he canonically, I can never say that word right. Canonically, he is 7'8", and I think like 350, 360. Well, at least right now. But there was this dude named Kratos, and at the beginning he was a Spartan. One of the greatest warriors in the entire known world, or history anyway, of our world. And so he fought, and his army was losing, and because he was a captain of his army, and he prayed to Ares, the god of war, the Greek god of war, and he said, Ares, help us win this battle, and my life is yours. So Ares said, okay. He helped him win the battle. So then afterwards, he comes home to his wife and child. When he comes home, he kills his wife and child. Ares gave him the madness, and he kills his wife and child. So, of course, I want to say the fates or whatever, they come up and they burn, they burn his house. His house was burned. His family had died. His mother, his wife, and his daughter had died, and their ashes fell upon him. Basically, okay, long story short, TLDR, let's do it this way, TLDS, too long didn't say. Kratos kills Ares, then finds out, I believe, it was a conspiracy, and he finds out that he was actually a son of Zeus, goes up, and he finds out that Zeus was afraid that he might take over the Olympus. By God of War 3, Zeus's fate. Zeus had a fate, and that fate was Zeus was going to die at the hands of Kratos. And Zeus did die at the hands of Kratos. And so he was shocked, and all, that he killed Zeus, and was pleased. But and he had the God sword. He had his God sword, this big ass broadsword that was glowing. Comes up, and the thing of it was, he had if you remember the story of Pandora's box, when it had opened, all the world's evils had came out, but there was still one thing left inside, and it was hope. Well, towards the end of 3, Pandora gives Kratos hope. And so he has hope inside of him. Comes up into getting back, Kratos accidentally kills Athena. who basically said, "Hey, you know what? You my brother. I don't care. I love you regardless." That's how it was. She was like, "I love you. I love you regardless, no matter what." And that's how it was. She had, I think, like out of all of the major players in Olympus, she was one of the only ones that actually believed in him and basically said, "Hey, I got your back. Don't worry about it." And he accidentally killed her. So basically towards the end of three, she goes, "Okay, you know, the world is basically ruined. There's floods, there's typhoons, there's famine, spirits are running free, the whole shooting match, right?" Well, she goes to him, "Okay, now give me the sword and I'll go on ahead and we can rebuild." Well, Kratos, I'm not saying Kratos betrays her. Kratos did not. This is me. This is my take on what had happened. Kratos wanted to be free. So he takes the sword. By this time, he had the blades of chaos with him. Well, the chains. Well, when he had them, the chains were like had merged and melted into his skin. Well, by the time he killed Zeus, after he killed Zeus, the chains let him go and they fell from his skin. And the blades chaos fell. Well, by this, so he's standing there. He doesn't have the blades of chaos hanging from his wrists or arms. The chains are gone. He probably still have the burn marks of the chains. So then he comes up and turns the blade on himself and stab, because then she thought that Kratos was gonna kill her. Athena thought Kratos was gonna kill her. Well, he turns the blade on himself and releases hope. And just basically, Athena was like, "No, what'd you do that for? What'd you do?" So it was basically the other way around. Athena turns on him and says, "You disappoint me, Spartan," and she grabs the sword from out of his chest and leaves him there to die. Basically, he just cured himself. He was going to die regardless. The reason why I'm bringing this entire story up is this. After Kratos defeated Zeus, the ash of his family started to fall along with the chains of chaos. And he started to get back his rich tan, his rich skin. So, this is a question to those people who play it, who basically know the lore, the whole shooting match. If that's the case, why in the new God of War series, Dad of War, I call God the new God of War 1, Dad of War, because that's what he is. Come up and he's a dad, but he's a badass dad. And Ragnarok, why is Kratos still ashed? Is he pale? Because now it's in Norse country. He's in the Norse pantheons or whatever, and he's all in his pigment. It's like, you know what, we gone, or or does he still have the ash and that was an accident? That when his ash fell from his family, was that an accident? Because when I read it on Google, they said, yeah, that ash ain't leaving him. But towards the end of God of War 3, like I said, he had a rich olive skin when the chains of chaos dropped. So what? He stabbed himself and the ash came back on him, or what? I don't know what's going on. Could somebody please tell me this? This is KC Otaku. See ya.